The second topic we're going to discuss in category 1 is evaluating functions. On these next few problems, I'm just going to maybe give you a few tips of how to set these up, and then you can complete these problems. So the first one's talking about traveling. It gives you the function y equals, or f of x equals, 900 minus 6x. This equation gives the distance left after traveling for x amount of hours. Find the distance after traveling 3 hours. Or in other words, find f of 3. So if I want to find this, it's already given me the function, and I know that x represents hours, and I know y represents total distance left to travel. So all we need to do here is input this function into our y1. We then can go look at table values, second graph, and we can find when x is 3, what is our distance left to travel? It's that simple. The next one, it says, what is the domain of the function y equals 4x minus 5 when the range is negative 9, 3, 11, and 15? So in other words, it's saying, what are the x values when y is negative 9, 3, 11, and 15? So once again, I would set a table up, x, y, and it gives us the range, or the y values. So I would, in my table, fill in what I know. I know y. I want to know when it's negative 9, 3, 11, and 15. So all we need to do here is we have a function already in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So all we need to do is enter it into our y equals screen. We then can go to second graph. And when we look at that graph or the table, we can find these 4 x values that coordinate with those 4 y outputs or y values. The next one's very similar, except this time it says what is the range. So what are the y values of this function over the x squared plus 6 over the domain, or x values, when x is 2, 4, and 6. So same kind of strategy here as far as we can set our table up. We're looking for y now, the range, when x is 2, 4, and 6. So we can put that function into our y equals screen. We can go to second graph. And now we're simply looking for not the x, but these y values when x is 2, 4, and 6. As long as you're good with the vocabulary words, domain and range, those should be pretty simple for you. And the last one. We have a cell phone situation here. Jack is buying a new phone for $350. He paid a deposit of $50 and then will pay $30 a month until the cell phone is paid off. What is a reasonable domain? There it is again. What is possible x values for this situation? So first you have to understand what is x representing and what's your outputs or y representing. So I know that y is going to represent the total amount he spends on the phone. The other side of the equation is going to represent what he pays. It tells us that he pays an initial deposit of $50. It also tells us that he will pay $30 per month until the cell phone is paid off. So we know he's going to pay $30 per month. So we're going to multiply by x. So x is representing the number of months that he pays for the phone. So when it asks for the reasonable domain, I know I'm looking for number of months. So once again, I would enter this function into my y equals screen. I would then go to second graph, and I would list, starting with 0, the number of months it takes until he has paid the phone off of $350.